At the T-minus 3-minute mark, tape recorders on board the spacecraft were turned on. These recorders record both voice and data. We have ignition sequence start. The engine's now building up to 7.7 million pounds of thrust. We have a launch commit and we have a liftoff. Moving back. The Saturn V lifting off the bow.
This is WOMM LP operating out of Burlington, Vermont. 105.9 the Radiator. Good evening. It's the Rocket Shop. I'm your host, Tom Proctor. With me tonight is About Time. Hello. Hello. We like kicking it off with a song. So would you like to introduce your first number and taking it away?
Sure. We're going to do 3 a.m. Friend. If you have a bridge you need to burn, baby, I will light the fire. If you need to crawl 100 miles, I'll be crawling beside you. She will toast and laugh and sing and fight and hang around and chill. Rough times need me right by your side and say, you know I will. 'Cause if the most that you can do is not the best that can be done, I and maybe others can help you put away that gun. If you need a friend at 3 a.m., you've got my number dialed. If you need someone to stick around while you're slowly breaking down, if you can't handle life no more, I will surely help you fight. And if you can't see the tunnels that you'll drive till it
3am Friend by About Time. Well, you guys, there's quite a lot of you here, so you want to go around and just introduce yourselves. That'll be great.
I'm Lauren. I'm on the vocals, obviously.
I'm Steve, harmonica, background vocals.
I'm Steph on saxophone.
I'm John on keys. I'm Connor on guitar.
Dan on bass.
Rick on drums.
Thanks, Rick, on drums from the back there. So, from what I read, this band has been about a 5-year project on the make so far. So, tell me a little bit about your timeline and you know how you've got from there to here.
Sure. So, funnily enough, I grew up next to John in a little town called Heinsberg. That's my hometown. I used to babysit Connor, who is on guitar currently. We got together, John and I, and he was like, hey, you want to start a band? He had just left a band, and I was a senior in high school, and I was like, sure, why not? That seems like a fun thing to do. And then, I don't know, Steve is the next?
No, I think Steph.
Steph is the next to join the group. We've gone through so many different variations of people playing. We've been a trio when we first started out, and now we're at 7 members. So, yeah, Dan has joined the band. Connor's our newest addition, but Rick is a recent join as well. So it's been a very long and winding road thus far.
So, when John asked to form a band with you, have you been very much into singing and music
I did
prior to that?
musical theater, and then I did jazz. I was a jazz vocalist for 2 years, and that was kind of my favorite thing to do. And so this has some jazzy elements, obviously, that I think I bring to the table.
So, in that 5 years, has your sound changed a lot? Did you start off, you know, as a hip hop group, and then it turned into a funk band?
No, not exactly. It was actually a hardcore band at first. No, it wasn't at all. John has had kind of these songs in his back pocket, I think, for a very long time at this point.
Yeah, some for maybe 20 years, 30 years.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think over the course of our time together and the various players coming in and bringing their own thing, it has evolved, as anything does. But it's kind of funny because, I mean, some of the songs on the album, like Heartstrings, the last one, is the first one that John and I ever worked on together. The lyrics are written by his mother from a poem, and now we have Connor playing bass on it on the album, so it's like this 3-generation thing. So it's definitely a long time coming.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And so there's a few songs on there from John from many years ago. There's a few new songs as well. In terms of melding those two sorts of songs together, can you tell the difference between the songs yourselves, or does it lyrically and musically kind of sound similar?
I think a little bit. I think that Capstone Thought is one that was one of the early ones, and that has really kind of stayed true to what it once was in the beginning, but it's also taken on various solo parts. The way that I sing it is different. I only added like a new verse to it right before we went into the studio. So it's kind of funny that at their core they are the same and stay true, but there's been so many different things that have cropped up. And like Rose-Colored Glasses also, which we'll do, has a totally new part that was added just before the album recording, so it really took like 4 years to say, okay, this is where this song needs to go.
And so you've been mentioning you've just come out of an album, so congratulations, guys. It's always a monumental moment for any band. It's called I Don't Think I Belong Here. So what are the running themes with the album? Why did you give it that name?
So recently, before the album came out, we had been working on this song called I Don't Think I Belong Here. The album itself kind of runs the theme of like this is the heart of About Time, basically. And for a really long time I was kind of unable to say like this is what genre we fall into, this is what our sound is. I could say what influences we had, so it's a really kind of not undefined, but it's an eclectic album that kind of showcases, I think, kind of the best of where our heads have found themselves. Yeah.
The title, I Don't Think I Belong Here, and obviously that's taken from one of the tracks on the album. Where is here? Exactly. Is it? Are we referring to the song here?
It's funny. It's funny. Yeah, I mean, so John will bring me lyrics, parts of lyrics, choruses, and then I'll take it. And I think that there's like a funny process that happens when you give me lyrics because I think, what's John trying to say? And then what am I trying to say through what John is saying?
Yeah, I think, I don't think I belong here really comes from a lot of stuff in my life where it started from. Is I'm from Massachusetts originally, but I live in Vermont now. Two very different places. I love Vermont more than I love Massachusetts. I still love Massachusetts. And a little bit also where, I guess, from Facebook posts where people are diehard left, diehard right, just people fighting all the time. And I was like, some people just like almost swapping sides or, just coming, they're just like, I don't belong in this situation where I'm just getting, pummeled by the other side where we used to be great friends. That's probably...
There's many meanings.
Yeah.
A lot of different meanings.
It sounds it's multi-layered, this one. And you kind of touched on this, but why that track for the title of the album?
Kind of going back to the idea of like the evolution of the band, I think that it's kind of a very like cumulative. It felt more like an ending point than any of our other songs. And so there was just something about the creation of that song and the way that it sounds and the different parts that, I don't know, just felt like a destination to us. Would you say the same, John?
Yeah, I think that was a song that I think we knew we wanted to do an album at some point. When we came up with that song, it was probably the most collaborative effort I think we'd had up until that point. I started with, I wouldn't say very little, but not really much to go on. But then more parts came, and a guy named Bill Zaccarino put a great guitar solo to it. Steve put some awesome harmonica to it. The sax part stuff was key to that. Lauren added a bunch of lyrics, and I think it just grew. Dan started, the bass got a little funkier, and we started feeling a lot better about it. And we're like, this is it. This is the song that's gonna help us. It's gonna be the final, piece of the album.
Right, get you. Well, talking of albums and songs, I'd love to hear another one.
Okay. Are you ready?
Sure.
Or rose-colored glasses?
Oh, yeah, rose-colored glasses.
We're gonna do rose-colored glasses.
All right.
'cause I just talked about that one.
Rose-Colored Glasses by About Time. Do you want to? So who wrote this one? Was it a newer one, or is it an old one from John?
So yeah, I wrote the original version of it maybe 6-7 years ago, and it used to be just a trio, me and Lauren and the drummer from who now lives in Portland, Oregon. And then when Steve and Steph joined the band, there was never a sax solo in it, and hearing Steph play, we're like, oh, we got to get that in there. And then Steve, with his harmonica playing, we added that transition pretty recently, I think, within the last year.
Well, I
and
did
a
have
half.
a solo before that. That first part was
That's
it's
true.
that second part that we just added right before the album. I think.
Exactly, yeah. So this year or last year we added it.
Yeah.
So that's more quite a bit. That was I liked what I had years ago, but it was very repetitive. It didn't really change at all, and we knew we had to do a lot more to it. And
it's for his daughter Rose.
Ah.
Shout
my
out
daughter
Rose.
Rose, that's right. Careful, I'll start crying. Why are you laughing?
Lyrically, did it change at all, or was it just the composition that
The
switched
lyrics
up?
never changed, I don't think.
No.
As a matter of fact, that might be the only one. Did you write any lyrics on that one?
Yeah. Yep, I did.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if it hasn't changed,
I know.
the
At this
lyrics haven't
point, we
changed
can't
in a
even
long time.
tell. Like who wrote what.
Right, it's all kind of morphing into each song's kind of becoming an amalgamation of all of your kind of work. Talking of kind of like chopping and changing, though, was there any songs that didn't make the final cut to the album, and why? What would, if that was the case, why?
Yeah, no, I thought you were gonna turn around and say what.
No, I thought there was one we talked about, but it was early on. It wasn't like we recorded one and didn't put it on the album. But I
Yeah.
think there was
Yeah.
something we were talking about.
Back to the
Back to the
City.
City. We're doing
Yeah.
that tonight.
Which we want
And
to
that's
play.
that didn't make the album, but it's not. I think it is, in my opinion. I think in
Yeah.
all of our opinions, it's
Yeah.
our top, maybe top 5-6 songs.
Yeah.
It's great.
Spoiler alert:
I
it
shouldn't
might be on our next album.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So, well, why didn't 2 questions there, I guess, on that one. Why didn't that one make the cut? And B, next album? Question mark.
Yep. So I didn't make the album. At least from my point of view, I wanted to have at least one song that I really, really liked on the second album. And I know the second album,
We're holding it back.
Right.
frankly, there were a couple songs that I wrote entirely that I really just don't like at all. We only play them if we have a very long gig and we have to. I didn't want to dig too deep on the second album, but I think we have. I'm sure we already have 7 or 8 songs that we know will belong on the second album, and certainly "Back to the City" will be probably number 1.
I would say our newest song is probably definitely going on the
Yeah.
album.
Yeah,
I
We're
think
getting a
we
lot of
had.
response.
Yeah.
I think we had about like 23 original songs or so, and then we decided to do an album. So it was kind of like, let's pick the ones that we want to feature at
Yeah.
this point.
Bit of a Sophie's choice when picking your songs.
Now, did you
John-
know his other daughter's named Sophie?
I did.
Yes, twin girls, Rose and
Yeah.
Sophie.
Was-
So yeah.
Have you written a song for Sophie as
Yes.
well, and that one didn't
It's
didn't
gotta
make the
go on
cut?
the next album.
And I'll tell you, so Sophie's listening tonight, supposedly, and so she's sometimes pretty jealous because Rose colored glasses just for Rose, and it's a pretty people tend to like it quite a bit. And Sophie's song is probably the song I'm most proud of, but it's very slow, and
It's a
it's
ballad.
it's a ballad.
I
so
like
it's,
singing it.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but it will be definitely. So I should have said Sophie's song will be number 1 on the second
Yeah,
album,
there we
and
go.
then Back to the City will
Yeah,
distant number 2.
Okay. So you're talking about second album. I mean, you guys obviously keen to get back in their studio despite you just come out of this last one. But that's a really good thing. I mean, when you get that momentum,
I'd say
jump
at
on
this
it.
point- It's been a year since we actually were in the studio, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it just took
us a
until
little
June to
while.
get the album put
I
together.
see.
Yeah.
Because we did it all ourselves. So
I see.
Yeah.
So for
At
second
Megaton
album,
Studios.
yes,
Yeah.
but in terms
Yeah.
of
Yeah, there was no producer or anything like that. We were responsible for everything.
oh wow.
There were a lot of emails going back and forth with like WAV files, and comments like, "Oh, we need
Email
to change
chains.
this, and we need more bass, or we need
Yeah.
something else."
$100 just going into the studio to change some knobs.
So are you guys got a plan already to get back in the studio, like a date or anything like that, or is this kind of all tentative, bit up in
Probably
the air at the
next year.
moment?
It'll be it won't be this year, this calendar year for sure.
Yeah.
I think it'll be next year. We'll start for sure. I don't know if you guys know this. I already put together the proposal for the songs that could be on the second album. Like the last couple weeks, so.
Well, I mean,
Breaking
have you got
news.
have you got a name for it yet for the album, or
Should we let them know?
Okay, we'll leave that one.
Yes, it's called Sophie's album.
You might have to follow through with that one now. So you've been playing shows for 5 years now. Tell me some of the more memorable gigs, some of the bigger memories for you as you've been growing as a band.
2 or 3 years ago, 2 years ago, Northern Exposure
That was,
at Higher
2016.
Ground.
3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. In any case, that was
Waking-
super fun.
We
Yeah,
did-
we also did Waking
Yeah,
Windows.
that was the following
That
year. I
was
think in
cool.
May or June or something that we did Waking Windows
in
in
May.
Winooski. That was fun.
Yeah.
The Keene Film Festival, the
Keene
Keene
Music Festival,
that
yeah,
you
yeah.
and I and I think only us two went.
Yeah,
but,
I wasn't
No,
in
there
there,
was
yeah.
Bill as well.
we drove. Bill was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed my freshman college orientation weekend to go to
Mm.
Keene, New Hampshire.
That's dedication.
Yeah, it was fun.
But-
I didn't
and
miss anything.
Lauren's sister Bonnie also came and threw up on the way there.
I
and-
threw up
Oh, you-
actually on the way home.
That was pretty memorable.
Yeah, that's true. That's memorable.
Car sick, not hungover.
No,
Hungover?
not that.
Both.
I was a freshman in college. I mean, I guess that doesn't mean much.
Yeah. not disproving my question there. So when you do play, I mean, you got quite funky music, good music to dance to. What are you looking for in that crowd though when you guys play live?
A crowd.
Yeah, that's the first thing. I think we want to see people paying attention and not just going about their conversations with each other. And I think that's what every band wants. You want to see that they're more interested in you than, whatever they're drinking or whoever they're talking to.
Right.
That's always tough.
It's hard getting people to come to shows. Unfortunately, I think I'm in my 50s, so it's not I'm not young and hip and all that stuff. But we got 2 tremendous reviews, one from 7 Days, and then we made their best of for debut albums. They put a snippet on their website that one of our songs get caught in their head. So we'd hoping these things would get more people out, and it's maybe little by little is happening, but not fast enough, I think. But yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if people dance, but a lot of our stuff.
It goes all over the place.
Yeah, we maybe have over an hour of, I think, very funky, very danceable stuff. Not saying it's good, I'm just saying it's very danceable.
I did notice
Then we
that,
have-
like, in some of the press, we're getting, like, people are coming up with their own labels for, like, what our music is. So we've
Yeah.
been called, like, jazz pop or jazz fusion or, I mean, some people have mentioned funk, so I think people don't really know.
We're intoxicating jazz fusion.
Yes.
One
Oh.
thing
Have you So you're saying other people are coming up with labels for your music? That makes it sound like that you guys have a label that people aren't using. So what would you
No,
call
actually,
yourselves?
it's the opposite. We kind of can't. Like, so was it CD Baby that was trying to get us to categorize the music, and you and I were having a discussion, and we, fortunately, they let us pick multiple things. 'Cause that's what we had to do.
Yeah.
I will say I usually don't like when I ask an original band what genre they are, and they're like, oh, I don't know, I'm all over the place. I'm like, oh, really? You must know if you're folk or we get in the same position.
Yeah,
Like,
we
I
really
don't
don't
know.
Right.
That's why it's nice that the album's out, because when I'm explaining it to people, I can be like, listen and you tell me.
Right. Well, we've probably got about time for one last song, but before you guys go, please plug away any social media you have, any gigs you got coming up.
Friday night, 7 to 10 at the Jericho Cafe and Tavern. Then we have a little break from doing gigs, but if you check out our Facebook page, About Time Vermont Band, it will all be listed there.
Alright.
So, yeah, and we have like a MailChimp server thing now, and so people can sign up for that. We are on Twitter as well, infrequently. Yeah.
And if people want to stream songs off our album, we do have a Bandcamp page. Was it About Time or 80? What is it actually? It's About Time 802.
Yes, abouttime802.bandcamp.com.
Well, fantastic. Well, I wish you guys all the best of luck
Thank you.
with the album obviously being released, but also the next album coming next year. So please come in when you get that out. What song you got to play us out?
So let's go with Angry Red. Yep.
Okay, we're going to do Angry Red now that we've talked about Back to the City a bunch.
Okay.
We're motivated by
right, about time. Thank you guys so much for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us.
Not a problem.